Discover your new ride at Cullen Chevrolet Buick GMC. They offer great deals on Chevy Buick and GMC vehicles. Their team is patient, fast working, and genuinely cares about their customers, making Cullen Chevrolet the trusted choice. As a proud supporter of racing, including Delaware Speedway, Cullen brings the thrill of the track into their showroom. Do you need repairs? They've got you covered. Visit raycullen.com and drive home in your new ride today.
Stickers and scuffs, we ride. Interviewing drivers side by side. From the pits to winning strides. Stickers and scuffs, our racing guide. Hear the roar and feel the speed. Every driver chasing dreams. From the green flag to the win. From the pits to winning strides. Stickers and scuffs, our racing guide. Engines roaring, crowds alive. Ontario pride by the mile. Lap by lap on the move. Catch the thrill in every groove. Stickers and scuffs.
Welcome, everybody. It's episode 200 of the Stickers and Scuffs podcast. 200. Holy hell. And we had to get somebody that always keeps us entertained, always has something to say, and is damn good looking. Yeah. It is Ryan Dyson, JRD Motorsports, one of our first grassroots racing guests, and really helped shape the way for the podcast to what it's become now, and did it in style last year, with getting himself his first Dayco Superstock win finally, but he did it at home at Delaware Speedway. Makes us proud every week by posting some amazing videos up to date on his YouTube channel, which he's done a great job growing, over 1,000 subscribers. Ryan Dyson, how are we doing tonight, bud?
Good. How are you guys? I appreciate you having me for episode number 200. Congrats on 200.
Well, thank you, my friend. Thanks, it is great. We're just going to wrap it up now and be done with it. But yeah, no, we got to go to 400 at least. We got to hit 500. I think 500. When we get to 500, I think we can say we're done. But how was last year for you, man? It seemed like a little less chaos than what you've had previous years.
Yeah, building a brand new WMI race car was the best thing that we've done so far in our racing career. It was the smoothest season we've ever had. We only really got in one wreck, and we blew a motor one night, but neither of those are the car's fault. And other than those two things, I think it would have been hard to beat Trevor at Delaware for the championship this year. He, kicked everyone's ass all year. We managed to pull off a win at Delaware still, but we were fighting tires all year and stuff, and I mean, I think we got that figured out over the winter, kind of what we got to do. So it was a really good season. Other than those two minor things, I think we had a shot at second place in points, and there's a little bit of difficulties and challenges when you're running the tour and the home track series. I think definitely if you're on the home track series, and not touring, there's a bit more of an advantage there. You can dial the car in a little bit better for one track, but we're going to go at her again. We're going to tour again. So
you are, eh?
Yeah, we're going full thing again. We're gonna go full Dayco series and full time at Delaware Speedway, and working on a few other things that we might add in there too.
Are we
Just
talking?
gluttons for punishment, eh,
I
bud?
know he really can't deal with it. My goodness.
Race season short up here in Canada, and we were living down in Florida, we'd probably be running twice that many. So we'll do
Yeah,
it.
that's
Yeah.
true.
Just
Yeah.
get it all over yourself while you can, right?
Yep, yep. We do it because we love it.
That's right.
That's definitely the truth, though. What about the class last year? You found it's gone through a little bit of a up and down and up and down and up and down, but once again, the division stacks. Carson Nagy out at home, pretty solid. Trevor Culver, I'm pretty sure uses magic fuel in that car because that thing just flies through traffic. Um, but for yourself, let's just go back a couple of years where your program was to where it is now. Where do you find that your level is? Are you guys at where you want to be? Do you have a little bit more you need to get, or are you just kind of not sure yet?
There's if you ask somebody that and they say that they're happy with where they are, then they should probably sell everything. We could go out and we could win every single race, and I'd be mad that we didn't, get the fastest lap or something. It's just
Right.
I'm very happy with where our program is. It's the best it's ever been, obviously, especially with that major investment last year. We've made some significant investments this winter as well. The only things that were not brand new on that race car last season was the drive line. We pulled the motor and a few things out of our old car before we sold it and put that in. That is now also all brand new. So we've made some significant investments that way. We've even been on the dyno, um, learning some other things. We bought some more tools to help us. We've done a lot of research and a lot of I want to say testing, but I mean obviously off track testing of stuff to try and figure some stuff out. And I'm pretty confident that there's going to be some more trophies sitting here behind me. And I'm pretty confident that at the end of the season, there's going to be a much larger one behind me, hopefully.
That's awesome to hear, man. And we've seen firsthand, but within the walls of your shop, and I know you reach out to others in your industry to help you out to find that speed, which makes the racing industry go around, which also makes what JRD Motorsports does so well, and that's networking and and really commanding a presence in the racing world. Talk about that, Ryan, because you guys really set the bar high for as Cam talked about opening the show, the YouTube channel, social media engagement, and also just putting on the go fast parts that you need to really go out there and lay the law down on the track.
Yeah, I mean those go fast parts are expensive, and if you want to be able to race with the best, you gotta have the best. So in order for us to make that happen, we do our very best for our partners, and but some of that stems back to our YouTube channel, social media. It even comes back to little things like we fix every single corner of the car with vinyl and body panels or whatever every single week because I know that people are paying good money for those locations on the car, and even if it's not their logo that's damaged, it's not a good look to have anything on the car damaged. So when that car rolls into the track every week, it looks pristine. It's just some of those things. I mean, I've surrounded myself with the right people coming into this. I mean, everyone knows that our path into racing was not the conventional one, and that's got its positives and negatives. But I think a lot of those positives are that I'm able to bring the things that I've learned throughout my life and carry those into racing. And yeah, I don't think I would want to do it any other way. I mean, there's some people that pour their own money in because they have a business, or there's some people who or whatever the case may be. And I'm not discrediting anything. I mean, if you got $1 million sitting there and you want to go racing, good for you. But we have to do it the hard way, and the hard way is digging in, grinding all winter long, making sure that our partners are happy, having those partner meetings and everything, making sure that we connect with them and keep them in the loop all season long and all winter long on little things like, we're doing some wrap on our trailer this winter just to give a little bit more to our partners, driving on the highway, and communicating with them on what that's going to look like and what they want to see and what's going to work best for them. I mean, it might look really cool, but that might pull away from the presence of their logo. So comparing those things on how to make their logo work for them and to get the best bang out for them. So part of it is what I do for my line of work, and I'm able to translate that into the racing world, which is a serious help for our operation. But it's also, I firmly believe, if you're going to do something, do it well, and I don't see the point in doing something if you're not going to do it well.
And that's something I think, speaking for Cam and I both, we're in our fifth year of doing this, and that's something that we have idolized you guys at JRD for being the gold standard of really doing that sort of thing right. And just like, if you're not in this for knocking it out of the park, so to speak, then really, what are you doing here? And that's kind of what we really try to emulate when we see guys like you guys doing that. And it's a gold, as I said, a gold standard example for guys like us who are in the podcast industry, but also racers, and just how you really got to at least make a solid attempt in doing to be relevant in today's day and age as a racer.
Yeah, I mean, thank goodness for those, the guys and girls who are content just running 10th. Racing doesn't work without those people.
Mm-hmm.
But when you walk into the track, Delaware Speedway's got the natural amphitheater. When you walk in, we always unload on pit road because part of our partner packages is, we got our big 20 by 10 tent that Epic Racewear made for us and stuff. And you walk in, we're the only team on pit road that has a pit road wall banner. The entire pit stall, we got 20-foot by 3-foot wall banner with all our partners on it, and all of our crew guys have crew shirts, and we even, all of our crew guys wear black pants for the professional look. And it's just I believe that we're going to do really well on track, but it's also, I want, when fans come in, if they don't have a favorite driver, I want them to look at our team and look at us on pit road and go, I'm going to cheer for them. They look like they look like they got it together. And then that's a reflection of us, and that also reflects on our partners. And then, if a fan picks a favorite, then naturally next time they need, windows or doors, they're going to give Douglas Window and Door a call because they sponsor Ryan Dyson and JRD Motorsports. So, it's that whole philosophy, and it's bringing everything, a complete 360 to make it happen.
Yeah, that's true to the workforce. As you said, like, looking the part, like, you look professional in any sort of trade or the work industry. You're doing your company image well, and really doing your own self image well.
Yeah, no, exactly. And that's something that we've believed in since day one. Even back to when we had that bone stock, which I recently found out is apparently still alive. 7 years later, for sure that thing would have been dead by now, but good for it. Even going back to the bone stock days,
Well built.
Well built. We've evolved always, and we're always pushing to be more, and always pushing to turn as many heads as we can. I think this year we've got a few more things coming out that we're pushing the envelope even further.
It's something that I know we have had conversations before at the track about, and one of the things that I really love about having conversations with you and with Jamie is that you guys seem to you know where you need to hit. And as somebody that has filled really his car full of partnerships, I don't know if you have much empty room left.
We even sold the inside this season.
Yeah, I saw that. Right. So
yeah,
very impressive stuff. And
you have blessed my child.
Always allergies got to be bugging me during this. But anyways,
windshield next.
Yeah, the windshield is definitely next.
Not
I think
the decal.
Yeah, I think the attractive part about having that conversation is you guys know what goes into successful marketing, successful of not just your everyday work, but also in the racing scheme. One of the things that I've talked to you about before, and I've talked to Graydon, and I bitched to Graydon probably way more than I should, is social media posts asking for a sponsor. Now, I've put it out there and 1,000 times why that doesn't work. I'm wondering if Ryan Dyson can put it in a term for us about what the approach needs to be. Because I don't know, just from an outside perspective, I think that looks really cheap and tawdry, um, and looks like you're looking for a handout. So, what is it that racers need to be doing if they're going to be approaching partners? You've done it and you've been successful at it. You have added, you haven't lost. So, a lot of racers seem to be completely lost on how they go about doing this. What does Ryan Dyson think that people need to do when they're trying to get some partners or sponsors for their race team?
I have done that once that I can remember, and that was last season. We going back to partners, and you get them in front of the right people and you make them happy. We had an incredible opportunity last season. David White came to me and asked if I'd be interested in racing his car in the NASCAR Canada Series. There's not many people who get asked that, and there's definitely a smaller list of people who have been able to accept that offer.
Mm-hmm.
I believe I was the 278th person ever to accept that offer.
Hell
So,
Wow.
and the only time we had it, we all of our existing partners. I think we only brought one new partner on board for that race last year.
Wow.
Two. Sorry, we brought two new partners on for that race last year. The rest of them were all existing partners that were like, yes, let's make this happen. We love what we do. And
Wow.
both of those partners are now back with us for our full Superstock season.
That's awesome.
The only time that I've ever actually done that, sort of please help, was last year. We wanted to get a couple extra sets of tires. A set of tires in that series is like $3,000.
Yeah.
We wanted to get a couple extra sets of tires for practice or for a mock-up or something, and we had maxed out our budget and our allocations and stuff. So we put out a special deal that we were trying to sell the whole deck lid on the race car, and for, I think it was, buy us one tire, your logo can go on there, as kind of a help us make this dream happen. I don't like it. I really, really teetered on whether I should even make that post. But when you're in that kind of a situation, I felt that it was okay. And we actually ended up pulling two tires out of that. So I normally would agree with you and say yes, it's a tacky look. I don't like seeing it. I think it's a bad look for the industry. But I also think that it's people not knowing any better. And that's to no fault of anybody's. I even this winter I probably did 10 or 12 marketing packages that I've helped people make over the winter and stuff. People come to me, and I don't really advertise it much, but people come to me and ask for marketing packages, and I'm always happy to help people with those. And I am working on 2026 sponsors actively.
Mm-hmm.
So when you see people post on social media now, absolute best case scenario, your cousin's gonna see it and he's gonna think, I'll buy you a tire.
Yeah.
Major companies, or even companies that are structured properly, that don't have massive resources, they still are planning for the next year by third quarter of the current year, and that's just the way that businesses usually or should operate.
Fiscal responsibilities, right? Like it all, like
yeah, exactly. And I mean, the economy's changing, and all the stuff that's going on right now, those things are going to get harder and harder to get in motion. So my advice would be to stop willy-nilly asking everybody and Peter to sponsor your race car. Get the proper documents. I don't care if you get them from me or you get them from another company, or you make them yourself, but put the effort in to creating proper assets that show what you can do for them, not what they can do for you. And that's one of the biggest things. They're not your sponsors, they're your partners. And it's not just a logo on a race car. You need to do more, because as awesome as a logo is on a race car, it's what you do with that partnership that generates the value for them. When people walk into Delaware Speedway, they look down, that natural amphitheater, they walk in, they see our 18-foot wide Douglas window and door or bingo,
Yeah.
that helps. But it also goes, we have a promo that we run where every time we get a top 5 finish, Douglas window and door will give you a $500 discount off of your next purchase with some conditions and such. Which we are actually going to revamp that for this year because we got so many top 5s last year that the promo was almost ongoing.
Nice.
But yeah, it's people don't know. You don't know what you don't know, right?
Yeah.
And
That's right.
I've said it, and I'm very fortunate with my line of work that I'm able to translate that into this and make it work for us. But that's not to say that with the proper tools and surrounding yourself with the right people that everybody can't make it happen.
So did you the current partners that you have, were any of those existing, like you knew them, you knew the people, behind them, or were there any that you just submitted a proposal to? Because what I think people are afraid to do, and it's I know it's kind of an old school way, but you got to go and just knock on doors and email, and it doesn't matter. I've told racers, look up the business directory for where you live and just go down the list and send emails, because you don't know who's a racing fan. You don't know if they've ever considered. It could be something like we see partners that are in racing, dentistry. You see dentist offices, you see chiropractic clinics, you see businesses of all sorts. We haven't seen in a while, but I know that for a time, I believe there was like I don't think it was an adult film store, but I believe it was like there was a strip club for the longest time that was also on somebody's race car. So it doesn't matter what business you approach. If they come at you with something, like that's big. And I've heard this, I won't take a sponsor or I won't take a partnership if it's less than this. In your experience, is that a smart way to go about it, or you just take whatever you can get?
The first
Loaded
half,
questions, I know, man.
no, that's good. This is I hope this gains traction because the more people that can get partners and make racing healthy, the better it is for
Mhm.
everyone and for people to do a good job and represent companies.
So we'll start with, do you did
The
you
first
go
part
out
of your
and did you go out and find
first part of your
anybody?
question there is no, I would not carpet bomb. I don't recommend that as someone who actively receives proposals with my work and stuff, and as someone who's got a very large list of partners. I don't believe in the carpet bomb. I don't think that is a wise strategy. I think that it is best to target. So if you want to get X business and you think that they would be a great fit for your race car, do some research ahead of time. Why would they be a great fit? What can you do for them? You also need to know what they can do for you, but they don't necessarily need to know that part. And then once you have done all your proper research, then you need to do the research on the company to find the correct person. Emailing info@unclebobs.com is not going to help you. You're just going to either be ignored, it's going to go to their spam filters,
Yep.
or you're going to get a generic, we appreciate your email, please buy products from us and have a good day. So doing the proper research, getting it to the right person, starting an initial conversation. Don't just, if you have a marketing deck as a PDF or whatever, don't just willy-nilly send that off and say, I'm looking for sponsors and please sponsor my race car and help me, I'm poor. Just do the research, start a conversation. Don't drop that marketing package on them right away. Gain the interest, gain the trust a little bit, make a conversation, make the connection, make the relationship. Maybe that means adding the correct person on LinkedIn and then connecting with them, getting the conversation started, and then talking to them. But even if you can go on a company website, find the director of marketing's email address, that's not like, bingo, I got it, I'm going to send them a marketing package, because that's not the way it works. If a company has a director of marketing, then there's a process there. Mm-hmm. So that's the first part of your question. I don't necessarily think of fly as high as you can and drop as many as you can. To a point, yes, I do think, go to a website, like a township website or a city website, and that have a business director and your stuff, and use that to do your research.
Hmm.
Um, but that doesn't necessarily show you even all the businesses that are available. And sometimes just take a walk downtown and see what you can find. I admittedly never leave my house without a marketing package on me.
I've heard that dad always carried business cards with him every time he went out,
I also
just
never
because you don't
show
know
up
who
to
you're
the
going to talk
racetrack
to.
without my helmet.
Yep. Yep. Ah, that's so true.
The second part of that, sir, I went on a spiel there. What was the second part of your question?
It's a great question.
Hmm.
This is about what happens, man. We're both old now. We talk
Yeah.
about stuff and we don't remember. Graydon, I don't know if you remember what I was talking about, but
No, but let let's shift gears since we're talking about getting old. Uh,
yes.
you're you're an old man now. You got the wee man coming on. So uh,
I haven't found a gray hair yet, thank you.
nice.
Oh, rub it
That's
in, why don't you?
I shave mine down so it just you can't see it as much. So,
Oh,
but yeah, it's good. Like you have reason to get gray hairs through racing, but now you got the little man, the family life, and everything. What's it like, kind of adding that new layer to it all?
It's the best thing I've ever done in my life.
Yeah,
I would give up everything in the world for it and for him in a heartbeat.
yeah,
We're very lucky. He's very, very fun, very, great sleeper since day one. Just
yeah.
all those things.
Both
It's
ours were
great.
too.
His absolute favorite toys are race cars and monster trucks, and
yeah.
I presented him with all kinds of opportunities of action figures and this and that because I don't want to force anything on him, and
Yeah,
that's naturally what he chose. So did I have a little smirk on my face? Yes, but I saved all my toy monster trucks and diecast cars and stuff from when I was a little kid, and if I ever had a boy or girl or anyone that wanted those one day, and I pulled them out and his face lit up, and I was like, oh, here we go. This is 15, 20 years in the making, and it's he's just starting to he's full tilt on his feet now, but he's
yeah.
um wandering around in the shop, and I supervised because shops are a dangerous place sometimes, but I've even reorganized the shop this winter and got everything up off the ground and stuff so that it's safer for him to explore. And if he's interested in coming out here, by all means, and if he wants to follow the path, I often say that we are the first generation of racing in my family, and there's lots of people who are third, fourth, fifth generations. We don't have that generational knowledge to fall back on. So when we started in 2017, I had never even changed a tire on a car, like street car, race car, nothing. I had never really even looked under the hood of a car. I've always been mechanically inclined, but I'd never really worked in automotive or anything. So
Yeah.
if him or any of my nephews or anything want to travel down that road one day, hopefully that generational knowledge is now in motion, and the shop exists, the partnerships exist, and everything. So hopefully we've sort of carved a path if that does interest him one day.
That's cool. The boy will be able to count to 28 in no time, I'm pretty sure too.
I'm thinking I might blink and he might graduate. So
Oh man, that is for sure. It's cliche, but it's so damn true. Like before you know it, your boys are like eating you out of house and home and driving your cars and doing all that sort of stuff. So it's true, man. Like it's the coolest gift, and like just soak it in, like good times and bad, because it does go by fast. Absolutely.
Even just with our show,
If that's
man.
one advice that a podcaster can give a race car driver that's in context to the conversation, that's the best advice I can give for sure.
yeah, that's the best advice I would pass on too, because never take anything for granted and cherish every moment, because
100%.
every night that I rocked him to sleep, even I was like, as he's getting older and bigger and stuff, is this going to be the last time I rock him to sleep? It's those little things that you love, and you just you look
Yeah,
back one day, and I don't want to be like, when was the last time I did that? Because
no doubt, right?
those are
Oh
special
man,
moments.
so true.
Well, I mean, even just like with our podcast, when we had the Bun Sons on for the first couple of years, and they were little tiny things, and now they tower over well, Owen towers over both of us pretty much, but well, kind of. He's close, very
We're eye
close.
level.
Yeah,
He's a little more Y shaped than I am now.
yeah.
Friggin'
And then
chiseled.
the other one, Riley's just as tall. He's getting there as well. So it goes real fast.
Yeah.
And speaking of going fast, we expect a lot from the 28 JRD Motorsports team this year. We know we talked about that you got the opportunity to run the NASCAR Canada Series. Obviously, you may have let that slip a little bit early to me, and I was honored to know that, and I had to keep it quiet for a long time. So thanks. Um, now,
Next
when
time
you
I
look,
want, sorry.
when you think about it, um, plans to ever do that again, or was it a one-time thing? If Dave asks, are you there tomorrow?
Depends if the money's there. It's the unfortunate thing with motorsports. I mean, I'll be transparent. We are actively working on some stuff. I will also be transparent that we have actively worked over the last 6 to 8 months to try and put together a full time ride,
Hmm.
and we were fairly close a couple of times. Just for whatever reason, doesn't really matter the reasons, but didn't pan out. We were fairly close a couple of times to the super stock just being a fun toy and traveling the country, but. We are working on a few things. Ultimately, the goal is to, in the next couple of years or next year, or even hopefully get there for more or full time. I maybe I'll say it. So I'm hoping that this season is the farewell tour to the super stocks for us, and I hope to go out on top. Whether that be NASCAR or something else next season. The goal. I'm not going to say the plan, the goal, because again, with the economy and stuff, things may change. But the goal is for this to be the swan song to the Superstock series.
Well, I mean, this steady progression we've talked about, you went from trucks to super stock, from both stocks trucks, super
Yeah.
stock, and this would be a logical next step for you. Um, this is again another loaded question, Ryan, but what do you feel is the biggest hurdle when it comes to those negotiations? Is it the cost, or is it Canada wide, like going from one end of Canada to the other? Is there one major factor?
Yeah, I would say the cost.
Yeah.
I think there's a couple different ways you can approach it. I mean, you can do oddly enough the NASCAR series rental programs almost make the most sense unless you have the initial capital. Um,
Really?
yeah, I
Huh.
mean you're talking $200,000 race cars. I mean, whereas
Yeah.
you know 750 $1 million. I don't know the actual numbers off the top of my head could get you an entire top season. But yeah, I would say that it's the money, and I think it at that point it's trying to get the right conversations going with the right people, because when you're talking about getting full time NASCAR or even APC series to go full time in that to do it properly, I don't think you're talking mom and pop shops anymore, especially with NASCAR. You're talking corporations, and just having the
Hmm.
right conversations. And um, a lot of corporations have existing partnerships with, it might be soccer, it might be, they sponsor the Toronto FC, it might be they sponsor the Toronto Maple Leafs, it might be, whatever it may be. So it's very hard to convince a company to pull that amount of resources and put it somewhere else.
Right.
It's not very often a company that, companies may have good years, but it's not very often that you can convince a company, you guys are $10 million up this year. You want to take a 10% of that and dump it into a NASCAR program. I can show return on investment. I can, we have as part of our marketing decks and everything, we lay everything out for them. But again, especially with the economy trending the way it is and stuff, it's hard, it's getting harder and harder to convince somebody, even if you have the numbers right there to prove why it's beneficial.
Hmm.
Um, it's hard to convince, especially a corporation, why it's a good idea. And I mean, I I track, and this would be something else I'd really recommend to other people. I actively track success with existing partners. Like I can tell you the exact, not the exact, but I can tell you a number of revenue that we have generated for a certain partner on our race car over the course of a partnership. I can tell you year one what it did, when you can expect to see your actual return, and when you can actually start to see considerable growth through it. Usually year one of partnering on a race car is not going to be profitable back for you. I know I'll use the Douglas window and door because, me and Chris have a great relationship, that the first year of partnering with the race car, I'm not sure it brought any business to them. But by year two, the partnership was well paid for. By year three,
Wow.
I can tell you that we have something amazing going. And then by us introducing some things like those promos where people actually have to redeem something, then we can track that. Then that takes me having to actually find that information. Like, okay, let's look at your sales. Let's compare sales. Let's see which ones we actually figured out came from where, which ones were referrals. Then we can actually sort of take that out and let the metrics take care of themselves. If last year with Bingo Country on the bottom of our hero cards, we put a coupon. So how many of those were redeemed? We did a day where we took the race card there, and they had dunk tanks and games and all kinds of stuff, and it was a whole customer appreciation day. And it was really well received. So what's the dollar value you can assign to that? So we treat this like $1 million operation.
Yeah.
And that is by design, because when it becomes $1 million operation, everything's already in place and we don't have to change anything.
Man,
Brilliant.
that's why we say this is why you're the example. Like that cosm can translate into a bigger thing once if and when the day comes that happens, and as you say, you're laying the groundwork for it, and that's fascinating stuff to me. I mean, that's like, as a fan, that's stuff that I think Cam and I both care about, is like the behind the scenes stuff. Like watching the cars go around is cool, but it's just like what really makes that all tick. And you've given such a great perspective, and I think that's probably partially why that we're so into bringing you in for episode 200, because you bring such a real perspective to what it's like this day and age, and be that standard for Ontario Canadian racers. And
I
is it still fun for you? That's my question. Is it still fun, like the thrill of the hunt and going out there and chasing checkers? And it is a business, but I mean, you obviously wouldn't do this if you didn't have the passion and you wanted it so damn bad. Is it still fun when you get in the race car? All that goes away and you just drive.
I emailed the track today asking when I can get on track.
Yeah.
I unfortunately don't think that I'm going to be able to make the first 2 preseason tests this year at a wedding, and we got some stuff to do with my wife, which is exciting. So, I literally emailed the track today asking when I can, when do Monday practice start, or when can I get on track, because I want to get testing. And yeah, it's still, up until this day, when I turn onto the road that Delaware Speedway is on, I still feel like I could throw up.
Yeah, right. And it's just like
I used to throw up. we're making progress, but
There you go. Great. Now you don't feel so bad.
no, not at all. Pukers, that's just emotion from down deep.
if I didn't enjoy it anymore, I wouldn't do it, because we put so much work and so much effort into it. Like I'm not kidding you. During race season, it's a good 60 hours a week. It's
no doubt. Yeah.
I wouldn't do it if I wasn't enjoying it. And we've been doing it for almost a decade now, which is crazy. But I feel like if it hasn't worn off by now, it's not going to.
Right.
And I don't know how many years I have left behind the wheel. I mean, I'm only 30, and my guy's only a year and a half. So naturally, I'd like to think I could go another 10 or 15 years. So
oh, you sure can.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to. I'd love to take a note out of Kyle Busch's plan, and I'd love to do if he was interested, I'd love to do a full season of some sort of full size stock car with my son or nephews or all of them before I did hang it up.
Cool.
Yeah, you obviously have a ton of partners, and because we do it at the end of every show.
We're done
I think
already?
I know, buddy. You're good at this talking thing,
I
man.
wait for 4 years and this is it?
This is what you got, brother, man. You know it. You've been
One
able.
more thing.
Oh wait.
I was gonna say at the end of that, knowing how metrics work and stuff, and seeing success with partnerships. I mean, everyone knows that we have Black Fly Beverage Company as a partner of ours, and that's been a long-standing partnership. That one was a complete cold call.
Nice.
Get to the right person. That was kind of the storyline that I told you. That was an example of that.
Wow.
I know people who had tried actively to get them as partners for many years, but anyways, every year they give us a certain number of product to distribute and give people as samples or whatever. So when I get that allotment every year, I make sure I package some up and I take it to all the neighbors and because you got to make sure that your neighbors are okay with you making a ruckus once in a while.
Yeah.
When I back the trailer in the driveway and the axles are creaking at 3 a.m. coming back from Sunset. Sorry about that, but give them a case of booze, they're usually all right. But I can tell you that with 3 of the neighbors at least, this is just strictly neighbors. This isn't any of the other stuff we do. Actively go purchase it now because we've let them sample it, and they had never heard of it until we let them sample it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have any partners that you can do that kind of thing with, obviously you're not going to let someone sample, taste my oil or whatever. But if you have a product that you can actively let someone try, and that can be part of your partnership, that's a great. Oh, I remember what the other part of your question was. You asked me earlier if I have some sort of minimum or if you just take whatever you can get.
Yes, that's what it was.
That's okay. I don't have to answer it. You're trying to kick me out of here.
Yeah, that's right. I am.
Hey,
No, I want to know the answer.
Director.
Come on, Ryan.
No,
You
I
actually
say
have
he
more
got the
Yeah,
floor.
no, I want to know.
Okay.
I want to know. Do you take whatever you can get money wise, or do you say no? I want this.
I have.
Shut up, Graydon.
I haven't said a word.
I have turned down partners.
Have you?
I've recently turned down partners. We put together a package, and have you ever heard the whole story about you take a product, you try and sell it for $10, and you can't sell anything, and then you sell it for $1,000, and all of a sudden you can't keep it in stock, but it's the exact same product.
Yep.
That sort of applies. We have very entry level partnerships, like you can sell the B pillar, or we're happy to take product or whatever, but if there's something that doesn't fit, or if there is a company that I don't feel that we can offer them a return, that's a black guy for us. And we're travels. And if I can't actively do a good job for somebody, I don't think that makes sense to try and do it for them.
Mm-hmm.
I won't say specific names, but last year we were working on a partnership with a fitness center, like a gym of sorts, or in that industry. And they had offered us product. They weren't within 50 kilometers of me, and I felt that I wasn't going to use what they were offering, and I didn't feel that I could offer them some sort of value because they were few and far between from what we were, where we were located or where we were even racing. And so I politely said that I didn't think it was a good fit.
Mm-hmm.
So there are examples of not taking everything you can get. If somebody wants to give you product, and you put a little logo on the race car, and you think you might be able to use that product, that's different. But the short answer for me would be don't undervalue yourself. And then I quite often get asked, I don't have many partners or many sponsors on the car or whatever, and this person is my biggest sponsor. They're giving me $1,000. Should I give them the whole hood? because they're my only sponsor. No. Because what happens when you start getting 5 or 6 partners on your race car, and then you've already given this person the logo on the hood for $1,000, and you see where that sort of trickles down. You need to, you guys seem to think I'm an expert, but in my opinion, I don't think that it's a good idea to undervalue yourself, and I don't think it's a good idea to just take whatever you can get and offer big places when they're not offering big value in return, kind of deal. So
Yeah.
that's the long-winded version of my answer.
Do they need to give you the money first before they go on the car? Because I've seen this as well, where it's a handshake deal, but I didn't actually get anything from them yet.
Well, there is a partner.
He's done it. He's done it.
There is a partner on our car not returning this season because we never received said contribution from last season.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a shame because unnamed partner is not a small operation. It is a massive national corporation that you would expect better from.
Mm-hmm.
But that was a handshake / email, like not written contract. Yeah. It was a deal, right? And so those types of things do happen. Typically, if it's the first time with a partner, you always want to transfer funds before you go ahead and pay for decals and stuff. But we have certain partners that we have on different payment plans, and some of them offer money throughout the season, so that if you're asking someone for
a payment plan,
that's someone's giving you $5,000 and they want to give it to you in $1,000 a month, then that's what they can do. Otherwise, they can only give you $3,000. Well, then let's do $1,000 a month. But we have partners that have been with us for a long time that obviously you can trust that business. But if it's a new one, I typically would say, you want to get that up front.
Yeah. Contracts, everything like that. So stuff in written. Especially
with product, I have found. Mm-hmm. That was the one that we've sort of had gone awry recently was a product thing. So it's not it's not the end of the world, but you also budget that we don't have to buy this product because it's being it's being sponsored and supplied to us. So if all of a sudden that doesn't come in, then okay, well that wasn't in the budget. So
right.
Those sort of disappointing things do happen, but it's part of life, I guess, and live and learn and move on.
Yeah. So we're gonna wrap it because we're gonna go way over our time. So Ryan, this is the test. Now Trevor Culver passed with flying colors. This is like your thank yous to your partners. I have the partner list that's on your background on your Facebook page. And we're going to see if you're able to get everybody.
This is pretty sadistic of him, isn't it?
It is. I believe he's going to get these no problem.
Oh, I have no doubt in my mind, but I
did it in Victory Lane last year, and I was like, how the hell did he remember all of those?
This is the sick and twisted part of Cam K.
Yeah, well, makes me happy. What are we thinking, Ryan Dyson? Who do you want to thank? Because it's not just your partners, but also the people that help you with the car, people that help you at the track, and of course, obviously, family, friends, etc. So, who do you want to thank for helping you make this season possible, and of course, previous seasons as well?
I gotta thank Lord Baby Jesus for my smoking hot wife.
There you go.
Family, obviously, everyone that supports. We bring 20, 30 people out to the track every single race, even touring race, and that's pretty cool, to be able to do that. So I got to thank everyone there, and obviously our entire team. We got a large group of people that help us at the track. Again, when you walk in and you see the team down there, it's not just a bunch of guys wearing jorts, and no, there's nothing wrong with. I love a good pair of jorts, but they got their time and place. But there's a lot of people that come down the pits and help, and we've got ourselves pretty organized, and we got ourselves set shop nights and stuff, and people volunteer a lot of their time to make this happen. No one's getting rich racing, I promise. So I got to thank all those people. We've done a lot of work this winter and stuff, and doesn't happen without all those people. And we have a lot of partners, and I haven't reamed down this list in a little while, so we'll see how we do. But first and foremost, Douglas Window and Door Incorporated. They've been with us for many years as our primary partner on the race car, and very, very thankful to have them. And a couple of years ago, we welcomed Bingo Country. They're based out of London, on board as our co-primary partner on the race car. And their gold looks much better on the race car this year. It doesn't look very bronzy. It is gold and it is chrome.
Yeah,
And,
buddy.
we broke the bank on the wrap this year, and I'm going to break my back trying to maintain it, but she looks good. And yeah, I'm very, very thankful. Very, very thankful for those two key major partners for us. Doc State Property Maintenance has been with us for a long time, and he's back this year. 291 Construction, this will be their third year with us already, I believe, if you can believe that. There's Epic Racewear has been with us since day number one, which is awesome. APC Auto Parts Centers, day one also. TurboTax, that's an example of one of the ones that came on board for the NASCAR race and liked it so much they came on in a fairly significant role with us this year. So very, very happy to have TurboTax. They're based out of Kitchener, so that's not even necessarily like a local partner. That's our reach is, our reach is getting elsewhere. So very happy to have them. Black Fly Beverage Company, they've been with us for many years as well. Andy's Pizza, our crew is always well equipped on race nights. Andy's Pizza, primarily the Lambeth and Kilworth right around the racetrack. They own those two locations, so it's predominantly those two locations that are
we had Andy's once, didn't we, Graydon? Wasn't that at 22 Racing? We had Andy's, didn't we?
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure that was that. Yeah. I can't remember.
All right. You should remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it was Andy's Pizza. It was pretty good.
Great Escape RV, they came on board for us last season, and we're thrilled to have them back this season. Medlin Custom Services, based out of St. Thomas, helping that surrounding area with 24-hour towing. So we're always glad to have them. Hopefully we never need their help getting back from the racetrack. Home Revitalize is a new partner to us this season. If you need any sort of home revitalizing, you know who to call. Jay's Detail Shop. He's been with us for many years as well, and he's promised me he's going to make that trailer shine once we get the new wrap on it. Wix Filters, they've been with us for this might be 6 or 7, 5, at least 5 years now. Wix Filters, and that deal's pretty cool. They stopped doing their Race with Wix program, or Wix, whatever the brand ambassador program was. They stopped doing that, but wanted to continue with us. So as far as I know, we are the only corporately partnered Wix team in Canada.
Wow.
Which is that's pretty cool too.
Hang your hat on that.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy about that. I don't know if I forgot iCoachGoalies.com. That's my dad, so he gets on there.
Oh, that's not even on the background.
Yeah, he only gets part of the deal, I gotta thank Stickers and Scuffs. You guys are on the B pillar of the car this year. I promise you I only need 2 decals, because if I wreck the B pillar, I've really messed stuff up.
Yeah, we didn't last very long on the front.
No, I really didn't do you guys much justice last year with putting you with the contingency package. I'm gonna feel really, really bad if I've forgotten anybody.
You got 1, 2. Then mind you, there might be some from last year, so I don't know when this was put up. So
no, that's current.
That's current. Okay, so there's a couple. Oh no, it is on there. Okay, I Teach Goalies is there, or I Coach Goalies is there. Aaron Optics. Yeah,
so Aaron Optics is a bit of a, I don't want to say silent, but a bit of a silent partner. They help us. That really badass video last year that we had to unveil the car.
Okay.
Production company. So he's actually working on like Hong Kong. The smoke machine we use in that video is actually used on the set of Hong Kong, or not Hong Kong, King Kong.
Nice.
So they helped us out with that, or all those like the driver, like the shots with like me holding my helmet or stuff that we use for a lot of promo and stuff. He helped us with those and such. So
Oh, that's badass.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. And that's another one I was like, it's a product sponsorship, but it's not really
Yeah.
a product, but it's still something that's really, really helped us, and take a little bit away from the efforts I have to put in.
You got NCA, National Compressed Air. You have WMI, Blake.
So there you go.
And
There's a new one for this year. He's come back. There's my onboard sponsor, Blake Troutman, sales rep for Sutton.
there you go.
The entire inside the crush panel, and you'll see it on our onboard footage all season long on the YouTube channel. It's like a 3-foot long deck. Was pretty cool.
Nice.
And Johnny's Restaurant.
Johnny's is back this year, second year with us. Just another one of those small partnerships, but we really appreciate each and every one of them. And local restaurant, and I have definitely given them back their money all on my own.
What's the go-to? What's the go-to for Ryan Dyson at Johnny's Restaurant?
Hot turkey sandwich.
Oh, actually, that would be really nice right about now, eh, Graydon?
Get that
With all the weather outside.
down there, open face. Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Man.
Nice.
That'd be really nice right about now. Ryan, obviously, we've been a huge fan of yours, obviously, since I honestly can't even remember when the first interaction was, but I believe you had actually reached out and asked, would you ever have a non-NASCAR guest on the show? And then we didn't even get you first. We had you third in line behind Wally Wilson and Garrett Teemersma, but you are the first in our hearts right now. Sorry, Garrett. Sorry, Wally. Because you're episode 200. I'm just saying, Mario Andretti was episode 100. So he was a special.
Bigger by the hundreds.
Yeah, of course. We talked
I'd also
about
like to point out that Garrett gets bumped down the line because he took a year off.
Well, yes. And Wally is Wally. So,
Jeez.
We're excited, man.
Wally has his car being prepared for his Delaware Speedway modified at WMI right now, and it is a stout-looking piece.
I was going to tie that in.
He's got like 4 or 5 of them.
So. That WMI, and I think that's going to work out well. Wally's coming into his own as a mod driver. But how cool is that? That just to bring this full circle, we started with DJ Kennington as our first driver. He was a pivotal part in giving me the equipment I needed to go racing. He was part of you getting your start in the NASCAR Canada Series. I mean, there's a lot of ways we can tie this episode together that from 1 to 200, this has been super cool, and we are very, very grateful to have you here, man, and we can't thank you enough for your time and for talking racing with us and bench racing and doing all the fun stuff and giving us the really true insider example of what racers should really be thinking about doing to elevate their program and stay relevant in today's day and age. And man, wish you all the luck in the world on the track and on the family front and everything too, man. So thank you, Ryan.
Yeah, thank you. I greatly appreciate everything you guys do, and I'm really glad that I reached out and made 2 great friends along the way. So, congratulations to you guys on 200. Cheers to 200 more, and just ready to go racing. I hope everyone can check out JRDmotorsports.ca. Smash that subscribe button on our YouTube channel. We're over 1,600 subscribers now, and I want to keep growing that, and just excited to go racing. I should just keep babbling. Cam's gonna get mad. This episode's gonna be so long.
He's laughing because he knows it's true.
just keep running the clock out.
Next thing you know, our 200 episode is 4 hours long.
Hey, worst case, you get 200 and 201 out of one interview.
Yeah, it's true. It's true, but we'll take it. Either way, Ryan Dyson, episode 200 here of Stickers and Scuffs. Catch you all next week.
Thank you for watching the Stickers and Scuffs podcast. Subscribe, share, and like for more Ontario Motorsports content.